Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. I was just enjoying thoughts of my impending mortality. Welcome to episode 3 of Ask a Mortician. In this episode, we are going to start bringing in guest death experts, if you will. Our first guest death expert is Dr. John Troyer, who is the Deputy Director at the Center for Death and Society at the University of Bath in England. Dr. Troyer is a bit of a memorial tattoo expert, which is why I asked him to help with this question from XX Lady Luna XX, which is, can you tattoo a body after death? There are a couple issues. First of all, good old putrefaction. Putrefaction is something that happens after the body starts to decompose, and what it is all the bacteria living in your body is like, get me out of this stagnant ghost town that is this corpse, and they start eating their way out of your intestines, and that can often cause gases to build up, and that causes something called skin slip. And skin slip is kind of what it sounds like. It's layers of, top layer of skin separating from the corpse, from your body. So that might make tattooing, one would think, a little difficult. Issue 2 is that a big part of getting a tattoo is healing. So a tattoo, when you first get it, is essentially an open wound in your skin, and it's not a complete tattoo until it's healed. Guess what's not gonna be healing anytime soon? The answer is a dead body. So if you combine putrefaction and skin slip with the fact that it will never heal, post-mortem tattooing might not be the best idea. Alas. The next question comes from Beautiful Disaster, who asks, are you an organ donor? Heck yes, I am an organ donor, unless you are of a culture that tells you that it's very important to keep all your organs after you die. There's no reason that you should not be an organ donor. I know it's hard to check a box that says, yes, I understand that I am a fallible, mortal individual who will die, but if you're gonna die, you might as well save a life in the process. The last question comes from Narissa in the UK, who asks, what is your favorite death custom? That is so hard. That's like asking me to choose between my imaginary children. It's like the Sophie's Choice of Ask a Mortician questions. Thank you.
I can't do it. I can't decide.
Existential despair. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Tibetan sky burial. You've heard of Tibetan sky burial, right? If you haven't, ho, get ready. Sky burial is practiced in Tibet because they're so high up in the hills and mountainous regions there that the ground is pretty much frozen and hard to get through, so you can't really bury people, and there are no trees really growing up there, so you can't use wood to make cremation pyres. Even though those more traditional options aren't available, something still has to be done with the dead body. So there are people in Tibet called body breakers or corpse cutters, whose job it is to remove the flesh from the body, reduce the bones, and season them all with barley and spices, although probably not actually curry powder. Then they put the bones and the flesh on the hillside, and swarms of vultures come down and eat it and take it up into the air with them. It's one of my favorite death customs because I think it's just beautiful. The idea of your body being taken apart and flown into the air in a million different directions is really, really powerful. And if it were available in the US, I would be cultivating a flock of vultures of my own. The next episode, I promise to finally answer how you become a mortician, because a lot of you have been asking that. Excellent, new deathlings, come on down. Once, when I was staying at a hostel in Idaho, there was a tattoo artist who was like, dude, you're a mortician? Crazy. Okay, I want to get my back piece cut off and preserved in formaldehyde when I die. Can you do that? And then he invited me into his room for a tattoo and some drugs. I was like, awesome, thanks.